This is extreme gardening at the max. It has been raining for about a week straight, and it's been wet even the first part of June, but it is, oh my gosh, it's like a swamp out here. The water cannot drain as fast as it's coming down. You can get a lot of like mold and mildew if you don't get enough air running through, get a lot of rot. A few years ago when I lost a big chunk of the garden to the rain, I decided to dig a big hole so I could check the water table. So there you go. That just shows you how high the water table is. So about a foot underneath all these plants is just a lake of water. Most people are concerned about drought, but it's easy to fix a drought. If you have a hose, you can water the garden. The harder thing to do is actually stop your garden from drowning. Well, for now, at least I can keep cleaning up. Even though the garden really only grows for half of the year, we compost the whole year, which helps the garden. I got all this stuff. Some of this stuff is just, some leaves from the garden. I've been picking the leaves off of the Brussels sprouts. And then I have in this bowl, I've got some of the toppers from the radishes. I've got some eggshells, which is great, full of calcium. I've got a lemon that's going bad here. This is what's great. This time of year, being the summer, the compost is really in full force. So if you just look below the surface here, I'll just get below this. You can see how rich that compost is. Woo! There's a lot of bugs. Can give you a bit of a deep turn here. Oh. So lots of worms, they're working hard. Look at this, you can see partially. I just put this in last week. This was an egg carton because you need a bit of cardboard in there. You can see all the bugs. You need that carbon in there. You can't just throw fruits and vegetables in. You need to have some sort of dry leaves or hay or even some cardboard or newspapers. I always rip everything up a little bit, throw it in, spread it out. It is so rich and so thick that I honestly think it's the reason why I get such a good veggie garden, because other than that, I don't put any synthetic fertilizers or anything in there. So I'm gonna let that compost keep doing its thing. It's amazing. All this rotting food doesn't smell at all. It's just nature taking its course. I do have a plan to fight all this water. I can put a sump pump in there. I know this sounds like outrageous, but I will go to great lengths to save my garden, and I think that's what I'm gonna have to do right now. I'm using basically, $70 pump from the hardware store. Normally I put this in people's basements and we do a sump pump pit, but I decided to do a sump pump pit beside my garden. This might surprise you, but I'm gonna show you how much water. So we've got about 1.5 feet of water. Plug this guy in. Watch how quickly it fills back up. I will probably have to empty this thing, I'm gonna guess 10, 20 times today. So for the next 2 hours, I'll just be plugging it in and unplugging it every few minutes. I'm gonna continue to control the water table myself, keep my fingers crossed that this saves the crop. I just grabbed a handful of beets out of the garden. I'm gonna prepare these 3 different ways. Hey, it's Scott McGillivray here, After Breakfast Television on Cityline. Watch for me, gonna show you one of my hidden talents. I think I'm gonna stick to the garden. Hey, thanks for watching. If you missed what we did last week, it's right here. If you wanna see what we did next, it's right here. I suggest you check them both out.